Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Centre signs MOU with 6 Upper Yamuna Basin states for the construction of multi-crore Lakwar project in Uttarakhand. Meeting of Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states underway in New Delhi to evaluate the progress of ongoing welfare schemes. Government says ISRO is on the verge of launching maiden human spaceflight program Gaganyaan. MK Stalin elected unopposed as DMK party president. And PV Sindhu becomes first Indian shuttler to win silver medal in Asian Games. India also bagged 2 silver medals in archery and a bronze in table tennis. The centre today signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the 6 Upper Yamuna Basin states for the construction of Lakwar multi-purpose project in Uttarakhand. The states are Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi. Union Minister for Ganga Rejuvenation, Nitin Gadkari, inked MOUs with the Chief Ministers of these states in New Delhi for the project worth over 3,900 crore rupees. The Lakwar project envisages construction of a 204-metre-high concrete dam across River Yamuna in Uttarakhand with a live storage capacity of over 330 million cubic metres. It will also irrigate 33,780 hectares land and generate 300 megawatt of power. Out of the total project cost, the power component of over 1,388 crore rupees will be borne totally by the Uttarakhand government. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Gadkari said there is no scarcity of water, but there is a need to conserve water properly. He said efforts are being made to provide clean drinking water to the people. The Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states are meeting in New Delhi today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President Amit Shah, Union Ministers Rajnath Singh and Arun Jaitley, Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states and other senior party leaders are attending the meeting at the party headquarters. Sources said during the meeting it was decided to meet targets of the Swachh Bharat scheme in a time-bound manner. The ongoing Gram Swaraj project in over 48,000 villages was also discussed. Besides, party sources said the meeting paid tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and remembered his work to develop the Northeast region and also create 3 new states. BJP leaders also took stock of implementation of 7 central welfare schemes. The meeting has assumed significance in view of the upcoming assembly elections in 3 states and the Lok Sabha polls. The agenda of good governance and implementing pro-poor policies have been the key features of the Chief Ministers' meetings, which have been taking place regularly since Mr. Modi took over as Prime Minister in 2014. BJP's Deputy Chief Ministers in different states are also attending the day-long meeting. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh today said that ISRO is on the verge of launching the first Indian into space. Briefing media in New Delhi today, the minister said Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced India's maiden human spaceflight program Gaganyaan during his Independence Day speech. Mr. Modi had declared in his speech that under Gaganyaan, a son or daughter of India will go to space from Indian soil in an Indian vehicle by 2022 or sooner. Addressing media, ISRO chairperson K. Shivan said Gaganyaan's benefits would be to enhance science and technology capabilities of the country.
The main purpose of the human space program, astronauts they are going there, they have to carry out microgravity experiment. That they will do during their stay period, and they will be taken from the IAF pilots or other common man. In my opinion, this it can be anybody. It need not be pilot. It can be common man also. But definitely for the first mission, preference will be for the pilot. However, the selection and training process has to be done by this one, that it will be jointly done by IAF and ISRO.
The ISRO chairman said 3 astronauts will stay for 7 days during Gaganyaan's tour. The spacecraft will be placed in a low Earth orbit of 300 to 400 kilometers. The total program cost is expected to be less than 10,000 crore rupees. GSLV Mk3 launch vehicle, which has the necessary payload capability for this mission, will be used to launch Gaganyaan. 2 unmanned Gaganyaan missions will be undertaken before sending humans. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal has said the Railways is planning to enable Wi-Fi in 6,000 railway stations in the next 6 to 8 months. He was addressing a Smart Railways conclave in New Delhi today. Mr. Goyal said currently Railways is offering free Wi-Fi service at more than 700 stations across the country.
We are hopeful that within the next 6 to 8 months, all the stations of the railways, other than the halt stations that don't have any staff and not much trains stopping there, about 6,000 odd stations would all be Wi-Fi enabled.
The minister said on the one hand the government is taking fibre optics to the country's remotest corners, and on the other hand Railways is working to reach technology across the railways network. He said in May 2014 the optic fibre cable was about 358 kilometres and today it is about 230,000 kilometres in 4 years. He said the government stands committed to ensure a smart railway and a smart nation so that every citizen of India gets a better future. In Madhya Pradesh, the Election Commission team, led by Chief Election Commissioner O.P. Rawat, is holding meetings with political parties regarding preparations for the upcoming assembly elections in the state. The Commission is on a 2-day visit to Madhya Pradesh. Election Commissioners Sunil Arora and Ashok Lavasa are also part of the team. Official sources said there will be a meeting with the Chief Electoral Officer of the state and the nodal officers related to law and order. More from our correspondent.
Talking to media persons just before the meeting, Chief Election Commissioner O.P. Rawat said that complaints of political parties will be taken seriously and Election Commission will try to solve each and every problems of the political parties. Sri Rawat also informed that election schedule of Madhya Pradesh will only be decided after the review of status of the preparations in the state. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. M.K. Stalin was declared unopposed as the DMK president at the party's General Council meeting today. Party's General Secretary K. Anbaragan announced that Mr. Stalin will be the new president of the party. The meeting, held at the party headquarters in Chennai, passed resolutions condoling the death of late Karunanidhi, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, former Speaker of Lok Sabha Somnath Chatterjee, victims of Tuticorin violence and the Kerala floods. Our correspondent has the details.
DMK's Talabadi, the lieutenant, became the Talaivar today. M.K. Stalin, the state opposition leader and the DMK's working president, was elevated to the post of president on being elected unopposed, giving a clarion call to his fellow men to join hands with him to stride forward, and he told that he wanted to see a new dawn. Mr. Stalin took over the reins of the DMK as the second president after late Karunanidhi, who held the post for nearly 5 decades. Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
In Bihar, skill development schemes are giving a new lease of life to craftswomen involved in famous traditional embroidery Sujani art and craft. Our correspondent reports that with the promotion from the Ministry of Textiles, women from weaker sections of society are becoming self-reliant and getting access to diversified market to sell their handicrafts. Here is a ground report from our Patna correspondent.
The skill development program is being run at 10 centers across the state. The government has sanctioned rupees 30 crore for honing the skills of artisans. A woman who is getting training at the center told AIR that the program has developed new insights about the craft.
मेरा नाम मनीषा देवी हुआ और दानापुर के रहने वाली हूँ। पहले तो मैं कुछ करती नहीं थी और सिर्फ बच्चा को पढ़ाने के लिए बैठाती थी, चाहे स्कूल घर करती थी, लेकिन अब ये हो गया कि अपना आने से कुछ पैसा का आमदनी भी होने लगा और अब आमदनी होगा, अपना बनाएंगे प्रोडक्ट और डिजाइन सीखने के बाद हो जाएगा कि अपना से काम करने लगेंगे। कपड़ा भी ला के छाप के बाजार में सेल भी कर सकते हैं। अभी उसी पर डिजाइन सीख रहे हैं।
Another training participant said that she is thinking to open her own business with the help of self-help group.
मेरा नाम कंचन देवी हुआ। मैं नासीगंज चुटला मोड़ से रहने वाली हूँ। तो पहले तो हम तो छपाई नहीं आता था, बाकी अब छपाई भी आने लगा है और डिजाइन भी बनाने के लिए सीख गए हैं। सुजनी का बहुत कुछ जान गए हैं और सोच रहे हैं कि मेला उला में कहूँ कपड़ा बना के और बेचने के लिए 2 पैसा कमाएंगे तो अपना मेरा बच्चा का भी फायदा होगा, अपना खुद तो खर्च कर सकते हैं।
The skill development training would help the women artisans to survive and prosper in crafts and artwork. धर्मेंद्र कुमार राय, AIR News, Patna.
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj today held talks with her Vietnamese counterpart Pham Binh Minh and discussed measures to strengthen trade and investment in Hanoi. The two leaders also discussed ways to strengthen maritime and defence cooperation between the two countries. This was announced by the MEA spokesman Ravish Kumar in a tweet. Ms. Swaraj co-chaired the 16th meeting of the Joint Commission along with the Vietnamese Foreign Minister. Earlier, addressing the third Indian Ocean Conference in Hanoi yesterday, Ms. Swaraj said India and Vietnam are connected not only by the common waters but also by a shared vision for peace and prosperity. North Korea still poses a serious and imminent threat to Japan. This was stated by Japan today in its first annual defense review since tensions eased on the Korean peninsula. Japan's 2018 defense white paper also took aim at China's rise as a military power, saying Beijing was sparking strong security concerns in the region and international community, including Japan. Tokyo insisted that there is no change concerning the threat of North Korea's nuclear weapons and missiles. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, has warned that an outbreak of African swine fever in China could spread to neighboring countries in Southeast Asia or the Korean peninsula. The FAO said in a news release today that outbreaks have been reported in 4 different Chinese provinces. African swine fever poses no direct threat to humans but threatens to devastate China's crucial pork industry. And now news from the 18th Asian Games being held in Indonesia.
Ace shuttler PV Sindhu has created history by becoming the first Indian to win a silver medal in badminton at the Asiad. In the gold medal match today, Sindhu seeded third lost to world number 1 Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei in straight games 13-21, 16-21 to give India its third silver of the day. Saina Nehwal had won a bronze yesterday. Before Sindhu's silver, India bagged 2 silver medals in archery today. Both the compound men's and women's teams lost to South Korea in their respective finals. In table tennis, the Indian men's team had to be content with the bronze as it lost to South Korea 0-3 in the semi-finals. This is also India's first ever medal in table tennis in the history of the Games. With today's 3 silver and 1 bronze, India now have 45 medals in its kitty, 8 gold, 16 silver and 21 bronze, and they continue to be 9th in the table. China maintains its lead at the top, with Japan 2nd and South Korea 3rd. Over in athletics, sprinter Hima Das and Duti Chand have qualified to the women's 200-meter semi-finals. The Indian mixed 4x400 meters relay team will vie for top honours later today, with Indian athletes looking to win gold in men's 800 meters, women's 5,000 meters and javelin throw final. In men's hockey, India will face Sri Lanka in their final Pool A match. All India Radio will broadcast live commentary on the game from 2:25 p.m. onwards. Sabi Hassan Khan, AIR News.
President Ramnath Kovind has congratulated PV Sindhu for winning a silver medal and Saina Nehwal for bagging a bronze. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind termed Sindhu and Saina's accomplishments as historic, saying that it will be remembered for years. He said both the shuttlers continue to inspire millions to bring laurels to the country. At the stock markets, key indices, the Sensex and Nifty posted fresh all-time highs for the second straight day today, coming off from record intraday highs. The Sensex climbed 194 points to trade at 38,888 in afternoon session a short while ago. The Nifty added 51 points to 11,743. At the forex market, the rupee fell 9 paise to 70 rupees 26 paise against the dollar in intraday deals. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre signs MOU with 6 Upper Yamuna Basin states for the construction of multi-crore Lakwar project in Uttarakhand. Meeting of Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states underway in New Delhi to evaluate the progress of ongoing welfare schemes. Government says ISRO is on the verge of launching maiden human spaceflight program Gaganyaan. MK Stalin elected unopposed as DMK party president. And PV Sindhu becomes first Indian shuttler to win silver medal in Asian Games. India also bagged 2 silver medals in archery and a bronze in table tennis. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And with that, we end the Midday News.